day 2, just page 49 right now. I'm going to review solving two-step word problems. Last lesson, you learned how to solve two-step word problems, writing equations and doing tape diagrams. Today, they're going to show you how to write or solve two-step word problems using number lines. So they start with an example with 8 apples and bananas. So there are 8 apples and some bananas on the counter. Someone buys 3 apples. Now there's 4 more bananas and apples. How many bananas are there? Well, the first thing you need to do to solve this problem is to find out how many apples there are. So you start with the 8 apples, subtract 3 apples, and that gives you 5 apples. Then on the number line, they show you 8, take away 3 is 5. We'll leave a question mark, but you know it's 5. Step 2, notice you know there's 5 apples, and there's 4 more bananas than apples. Take the 5 apples, you add 4 to it. How many bananas are there in all? 5 plus 4 is 9. Exactly. So there's a few different ways to solve two-step problems, and you can pretty much use whichever one you like. Let's go over equations one more time. We're going to look at this example and use equations. So in step 1 again, up here, there are 8 apples. Oops, got covered. 8 apples and some bananas on the counter. Someone buys 3 apples, so they're gone. Now there's 4 more bananas and apples. How many bananas are there? Again, you take 8 apples minus the 3 apples that someone bought equals 5 apples left. Step 2, you take this 5 apples and add 4 bananas because there's 4 more bananas and apples, and it gives you 9 bananas total. Now I want you to think about the example. In the example, could you have done step 2 first? Well, no, you couldn't have done step 2 first. Why couldn't you have done step 2 first? When you take a look at it, in order to figure out how many bananas there were, you had to know how many apples there were. It said there are 4 more bananas than apples up here. It says there are 4 more bananas than apples. Well, you had to know how many apples that were left first before you could find out how many bananas there were, if that makes sense. Let me see if I can show you with this. So you had to know, it says there are 8 apples. Someone buys 3 of them. And they gave you 4 more bananas than apples. So you had to know what the 8 take away 3 was to be able to take the total of 5 and add 4 to it. Now, how do we get down? Well, put it in an easier terms because, well, we had to know how many bananas or how many apples there were to figure out how many bananas there are. Okay, so that's it for page 49. The next lesson up is going to be pages 50 through 52, and that's going to include the last of lesson 6 and your quiz.